Hi guys, Kevin here. I don't mean to shock you, but I've decided to go on a 10-day healthy eating diet. Probably the diet will last me only 24 hours. Nevertheless, for dinner tonight, I'm going to make some healthy salmon patties or salmon burgers. Salmon is a great source of high quality protein. It's also rich in omega-3 fatty acids. Let me adjust the camera and we'll get right down to business. Now, there must be a million different ways to make salmon burgers. Mine shall begin with about half a bunch of flat-leafed or Italian parsley. This parsley actually came from my garden. Yes, it's mid-October and my parsley is thriving. Let me move this aside and pull my special gadget, a food processor, out, and I have the metal blade, sometimes called the S-blade, in the food processor. And just a moment, I'm going to move the camera up a little bit so you can see a little bit better. There we go. Obviously, I am shooting this video without the assistance of a cameraman or woman. Anyway, just roughly tear up the parsley and then pop the lid on. Guys, this is the easiest way in the world to mince parsley. Just pulse it a few times. That's it. On to the salmon. 1.5 pounds of salmon. And this is wild-caught sockeye salmon. Apparently, we are not supposed to be using farmed salmon. It's bad for us, it's bad for the environment. Probably bad for the salmon too. And I bought this at my local supermarket, and I asked the man behind the counter to remove the skin, because we really don't want skin in our salmon burgers. And just coarsely cut the salmon into strips. And then here's a little trick. I'm going to puree just some of the salmon in the food processor. And the reason you only do some of it that way is if you puree all of the salmon, you'll end up with really dense and possibly very dry salmon patties. So I'm putting about half of the salmon in the food processor and then go to town and puree it. Let's have a look. Yep. It's pureed, and you can tell the salmon really sticks together. And honestly, this looks like ground beef, only it's a lot healthier than ground beef. Then add the remaining pieces of salmon. And this time, we're just going to pulse. And I'm actually going to add something else to this mix. Let me grab my kitchen chaise. I also happen to have chives in my garden, so I'm going to add some snips of chives. Later, I'll be adding some minced onion. Can you even see what I'm doing? Of course not. Camera adjustment. Oh, to have the luxury of having a great big giant staff like they do on the Food Channel, who fixes all of this stuff. And I'm just adding, a tablespoon or two of chopped chives. And then I'm simply going to take the lid back off because I want to add something else. Move you aside. Can you tell how perfectly organized I am today? I can't help it. I am starving. And I wanted to shoot this video for you. Oh, before I cut, I have a lemon, and before I cut it in half, I'm going to zest the lemon with my handy dandy zesting gadget, which no kitchen is complete without. And then I'm going to knock this into the food processor. Then I am going to cut the lemon in half, and I'm going to add the juice from one half of the lemon into the salmon mixture. Hope I'm still in focus. There we go. So that's probably a couple of teaspoons of lemon juice. And then here's the tricky part. To make sure the salmon patties are not too dense, you merely pulse the machine a few times. In other words, you want to break up the bigger pieces of salmon just enough so they blend into the pureed salmon. And we are good to go. By having some 1/4-inch pieces of salmon in addition to the pureed salmon, the burgers will cook up with a light rather than dense texture. And let's see, is there anything else I want to add? Yes. I'm going to add a pinch of salt and some grinds of black pepper. I made these same burgers last night, and I added coriander and cumin. And they were good, but I didn't really care for the spicy taste. So I'm making these a little more, I don't want to say common, just not real spicy. And there we go. I'm going to transfer this to a bowl. Hang on, I'll grab my bowl. Okay, salmon is in the bowl. Next, I'm going to add some diced red onion. You could use a yellow onion if you'd like. I just happen to prefer the pretty purple red color. And then gently mix the onion into the salmon, like so. And we don't want to overwork this. It's kind of like making a meatloaf. In fact, I'll bet this would make a very nice meatloaf. And you'll notice I didn't add any breadcrumbs. I didn't add any last night either, and the burgers held together beautifully. So I'm going to score the mixture into 4 sections, and then I will form my burgers and I will fry them. I'll be right back after I've heated up my skillet. How rude of me. I should have let you watch me form the patties. Anyway, I'll do one for you. And that's it. And these look really pretty. You can see the green parsley and the green chives and the beautiful purple onions in the mix. Okay, time to heat up that aforementioned skillet. I'll be right back. Okay, I have my skillet over medium heat, and I'm using a 12-inch skillet. We just need a glug of olive oil in the pan, and then we'll give the pan a swirl. And hang on, Miss Avery wants to come into the kitchen and be a part of the action. Come on, sweetie. Go ahead, come on in. I think she loves the smell of salmon. She also just likes to keep me company. And how can I deprive her of that pleasure? And then, let's see, let's test this. Oh yeah, this one. In go the patties. And we don't want to overcook these, of course, because then they will be dry and dreadful. So plan on 2 to 3 minutes per side. And I'll come back when they are ready to flip. Okay, I have flipped one. I let it go for about 3 minutes. See how they flip without falling apart? That is the beauty of these burgers. And again, they're holding together without benefit of egg or breadcrumbs. And by the way, while I have the camera off, I put some baby spinach leaves on a platter. Can you see? And it is on this platter that I will serve the burgers. I'll come back when these are done. And here are the salmon patties on their bed of baby spinach. They look a little naked to me, so let me show you how I'm going to zhuzh them up. For a glamorous touch, I am going to put a dollop of remoulade sauce atop each patty. Remoulade is simply the French way to say tartar sauce. And I will admit I purchased this tartar sauce at the supermarket. And then, I'm going to give a little shot of lemon juice to each one. I'll get some lemon juice on the spinach leaves as well. And then, for further sex appeal, some snips of chive. A little green garnish never hurt anything. And that's it. Oh, the patty has a really nice crust. I can already tell it's not overdone. This is exquisite. Yeah, this is heaven, my friends. And the remoulade or tartar sauce is the perfect topping for the patties. And you can really taste the salmon in here. It's not overwhelmed by the onion or anything else. And I think when I made these last night, the coriander and the cumin that I added just really overpowered the salmon taste. One more bite. Anyway, this was certainly easy to make. It's really healthy to eat. So I hope you too will give salmon patties a try. You might find that you like them much, much better than ground beef burgers or turkey burgers or chicken burgers. And although I use wild caught salmon, it honestly was no more expensive than good quality ground beef. So give this recipe a try. I hope you'll give this recipe a big thumbs up too. And I hope you'll subscribe to my YouTube channel if you have not already. And if you have already subscribed, thank you, thank you, thank you. And please leave a comment below because I love to hear from you. And I will see you very soon. Bye for now.